And now I'd like to introduce the Honorable Mayor Stephanie Burke.
If only I had it home. Wouldn't that be nice? Thank you, Brian.
You're welcome.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. I just want to take a moment to recognize the Board of Directors for bringing all of this rich history, culture, diversity to us today. This really is an honor to be here today to speak to you all. Such hard work goes into it, and we know it takes many, many people to pull off this event. So beyond the board, all the people that are here today, like Brian and Terry, for adding the flavor of Medford to this day. So thank you. The goal of the West Medford Remembrance Project is to document the lives and achievements of those who were key pioneers in this community. The project emphasizes the importance of how these pioneers influenced the way we live our life. The areas of West Medford that project focuses on highlight historical landmarks. Every day, you interact with people through work, school, through home, through your neighborhood. In our community, it unites us. The center is a great example of unity and involvement, which changes the way that we integrate, we interpret, and how we live. The Remembrance and Elders Photo Project, which is amazing to look around at, are perfect examples of moving us with a message for our community. Why should we do this? The more voices we have telling their story, the more we understand one another, where we came from, and how the story lives on through our children and our grandchildren. And if I could just relate a little bit, my mom she hit 90 years old this past April. And I would not know about the Great Depression, living in West End of Boston, Scollay Square, or how they had to walk miles in torn up sneakers to get milk every day for the family. At an age of 12, she was taking care of her younger brothers and sisters. And it's because of you all that we get to share these stories, we get to relate them to our family, and my kids live on with these great, amazing stories. So thank you, all the elders in the room, for sharing with us, because you make our lives richer. And we would not be here without you. We would not have the compassion without all of you. So I truly am honored to be here to speak before you. These beautiful photos and memories serve as a prolific reminder of how strong the West Medford Community Center is, I'm going to tear up, and how important it is to rededicate these pictures and rededicate ourselves to this community center and all that it has to offer. The triumphs and their residual effects are what grandparents speak of when talking to their grandchildren. These achievements are woven in the fabric of our life and of our West Medford, which I proudly belong to. So again, my thanks to all who worked on this amazing project. Your photos are beautiful, Mr. Sonny.
Thank you.
And the Community Center for sharing them all with us. Thank you very much, and enjoy this moment.
Before I bring up Senator Jalen, I would like to just relate a relevant story. So, you know, the community center was rebuilt in 2007, and basically from the ground up, we've had to build everything to get to where we are today. And as we was, you know, struggling and trying to find our way, Senator Jalen would come here all the time, and she made my day one time, because she came here during my first year as president when we were struggling to pay our bills and to get people to love the center again like I do. And she came, and she felt the vibe in this room, and she said to everybody, "Wow, I wish I lived here." Remember that? So it was really good. And if you notice, on our entrepreneurs board that's part of the Remembrance Project, Senator Jalen is in the background. So she is a part of this exhibit, a part of our community, and a great intro to introduce Senator Jalen.
You can see why everybody wants to live here. Yeah, so keep it a little better, more of a secret. This is an extraordinary neighborhood, and you're celebrating extraordinary people. And I've learned a lot, from the parts I've read, and I'm learning more today as I read the Elders Project. I actually had to write things down because I learned so much and I wanted to share what I've been thinking about. This is such an important way to learn history and to teach history, to learn from people who made history and not just the ones who made headlines. You all brought young people into conversation with older people who had made a difference in their community and in the world. And you made them see older people in a different way, as people with a history, as people who made history. And when children learn that history is made by dates and presidents and wars and maybe an inventor, they don't learn that they can make history. When they think that only presidents make change, they feel powerless and they feel depressed. And a lot of us do that right now. But presidents can't make change by themselves. Even if they can persuade Congress, they can't make change without us. The people in this exhibit made history. It's great for kids to learn about every year, Black History Month. We learn about Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks. They were part of a movement that began long before them. It was Martin Luther King Jr. His father was part of the movement. Rosa Parks was not the first person arrested for sitting in the back of a bus, in the front of a bus. And it wasn't her first time being a civil rights leader. They were part of something that built over a long period of time. Kids need to learn that desegregation didn't happen just in the South. It happened in Massachusetts. It didn't just happen in Boston. It happened in Medford. I didn't know that until quite recently. So it happened when people here took acts of courage. People in this neighborhood, like James Sherwood, applying to be the first African-American teacher in Medford, and staying despite a lot of challenges. Elizabeth Newton, the first woman to open a business in Medford, and I was lucky enough to meet Faustina Bogert when I first came to Medford. And Shirley Counts, who led both as a parent and as an educator in desegregating the Medford public schools. So not many people can grow up to be president, but more people can grow up to run for school committee, like Madeline Duggar at Andrews. They won't have to desegregate the schools. There are plenty of challenges in education left. And people who, not everybody can run for office. And I hope not everybody does. But you can be part of electing people who represent the values of the community that you represent. And I want to thank those of you who do. Children can learn that it takes a community to support those acts of courage. All of those people were supported by a neighborhood that gave them the power to stand up and step forward. And building that community like you're doing here is part of making history. So all of us make history every day, and we don't even realize it. Sometimes it's through inaction, through not doing anything, or not anything public, and that's okay too. But sometimes this exhibit calls us to step forward and step up and make a difference and stand together. So I thank you all for being part of making this a strong community that will allow more people to have the courage to be leaders and make history. And I hope all of you are making history every day. And I thank you. Oh, I forgot to say, I love a good sermon.